The rivalry between the Medellin and Cali cartels is one of the most notorious chapters in the history of organized crime, particularly in Colombia during the late 20th century. Their feud shaped the global cocaine trade and had far-reaching consequences both in Colombia and around the world. The rise of the Medellin cartel. The Medellin cartel, led by the infamous Pablo Escobar, emerged in the late 1970s and quickly grew into one of the most powerful and violent criminal organizations in history. The cartel was based in the city of Medellin, Colombia, and was involved in drug trafficking, primarily cocaine, which they exported to the United States and Europe. Escobar and his associates, including the Ochoa brothers, Jorge, Juan David, and Fabio, and Carlos Leder, used a combination of terror and bribery to control their operations and maintain power. Escobar's wealth and influence were staggering. At the height of his power, he was one of the richest men in the world, with a fortune estimated at over $30 billion. He became a populist figure in Medellin, building housing and sports facilities for the poor, which earned him the nickname El Patron. However, his generosity was matched by his ruthlessness. Anyone who stood in his way was met with brutal violence, including police officers, judges, journalists, and even politicians. The rise of the Cali cartel. While the Medellin cartel dominated the cocaine trade with its aggressive and violent tactics, a different organization was quietly rising in the city of Cali. The Cali cartel, led by brothers Gilberto and Miguel Rodriguez Orihuela and Jose Santa Cruz Londano, took a more business-like approach to the drug trade. Unlike the Medellin cartel, which relied heavily on violence, the Cali cartel preferred to operate through corruption and alliances. They infiltrated various sectors of Colombian society, including the police, military, and government, using bribes and political connections to protect their operations. The Cali cartel was known for its sophisticated operations, including the use of front companies and legitimate businesses to launder money. They also pioneered the use of advanced technology and encryption to avoid detection by law enforcement. By the late 1980s, the Cali cartel had surpassed the Medellin cartel in terms of influence and control over the global cocaine trade. The feud between the cartels. The rivalry between the Medellin and Cali cartels escalated in the 1980s as both groups vied for control of the cocaine trade. The Cali cartel, with its more strategic and less violent approach, sought to undermine the Medellin cartel by working with law enforcement and the government to weaken Escobar's organization. They provided intelligence to the authorities, helping to orchestrate raids and attacks against Medellin cartel operatives. In response, Escobar declared war on the Cali cartel. He ordered a series of assassinations and bombings targeting Cali cartel members and their allies. The violence reached its peak in the early 1990s, turning Colombia into a war zone. The two cartels engaged in brutal attacks against each other, resulting in countless deaths and widespread terror. The fall of the Medellin cartel. The war between the cartels coincided with increased pressure from the United States on the Colombian government to take action against the drug trade. In 1993, a joint effort between the Colombian National Police, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, and the CIA led to the creation of the Search Block, a special police unit tasked with capturing or killing Escobar. With intelligence provided by the Cali cartel and the U.S. agencies, the Search Block relentlessly pursued Escobar. On December 2, 1993, after months of intense manhunts, Escobar was finally tracked down and killed in a rooftop shootout in Medellin. His death marked the end of the Medellin cartel's dominance. The downfall of the Cali cartel. After the fall of the Medellin cartel, the Cali cartel briefly became the undisputed leader of the cocaine trade. However, their reign was short-lived. The U.S. and Colombian governments, now focused on dismantling the Cali cartel, launched a series of operations to bring down its leaders. In 1995, Gilberto Rodriguez Orihuela, the head of the Cali cartel, was captured in a raid on his home. His brother Miguel was arrested shortly thereafter. These arrests were followed by the capture of other high-ranking members of the cartel, including Jose Santa Cruz Londano, who was killed in 1996 after escaping from prison. The arrests and killings of the Cali cartel leaders led to the collapse of the organization. By the late 1990s, the cartel had disintegrated, and its members were either imprisoned or killed. The power vacuum left by the fall of both the Medellin and Cali cartels led to the rise of smaller, fragmented drug trafficking groups, but none were able to achieve the same level of dominance. Conclusion. The rivalry between the Medellin and Cali cartels was a deadly conflict that had profound implications for Colombia and the world. It led to the deaths of thousands of people, including innocent civilians, and fueled the global cocaine trade that continues to have ramifications today. The downfall of both cartels marked the end of an era in the history of organized crime, but their legacy remains a cautionary tale about the destructive power of greed and violence. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.